Jazzcast Pros.
Welcome back to another episode of the Doze Podcast, where I bring you the latest insights and expert advice on sleep health. I'm your trusted sleep coach and host, Kuczkowski. And today, we're going to be discussing a sleep disorder that may be unfamiliar to you in name, but could possibly provide you some insight into your unresolved sleep struggles, or to possibly even help someone close to you. I'm talking about idiopathic hypersomnia, a sleep disorder that makes you feel very sleepy during the day, even if you've had a full night's rest. It's an entirely different level of tired. So I wanted to share about it this week as we just wrapped up sharing information for Idiopathic Hypersomnia Awareness Week, which runs yearly on the first week of June. It's a time dedicated to empowering the idiopathic hypersomnia community to share their experiences and elevate their voices to help others know that they're not alone in their struggles. So stick around to find out more about this sleep disorder, including how to recognize it, how doctors diagnose it, and how it can be managed. So let's start with the basics. What exactly is idiopathic hypersomnia? Well, it's a condition where a person feels excessively sleepy during the day, even after getting enough sleep. It's a new level of tired. You're tired no matter how much you sleep. And when I present about sleeping well, I always call attention to it because you might even be thinking it now. Soda, if I can sleep and sleep, how exactly is that a sleep disorder? Well, it's still classified as a sleep disorder because it's directly related to how your body regulates sleep and wakefulness. It's a chronic neurological sleep disorder. And a sign is if you're sleeping, 11 hours in a 24-hour period, or typically like 12 to 14 hours, you struggle to wake up and you feel sleep drunkenness, or what we talk about as sleep inertia, which is a groggy, disoriented, and confused state that can last several hours after you've woken up. And unlike some other sleep disorders, when you have idiopathic hypersomnia, you don't have sudden sleep attacks or muscle weakness when you laugh or get excited, which can often happen with conditions like narcolepsy, which, is very similar. It's considered a wakefulness disorder because it affects your ability to stay awake and alert during the day. Most people can feel tired and fatigued, particularly when they don't get enough sleep. But people with idiopathic hypersomnia are different. You feel tired and fatigued too, but you also feel extreme sleepiness despite getting enough sleep, and often more than enough sleep. Your sleep may be deep and uninterrupted, but it's never refreshing. And with idiopathic hypersomnia, you live with a constant state of sleepiness, which can be defined as an extreme urge to fall asleep or the inability to stay awake. Some other signs and way to self-assess are to ask yourself, do you find it really hard or nearly impossible to get up in the morning, even if you use multiple alarms? Or do you depend on someone to help get you up? Do you prefer long periods of sleep for 12 hours or more, but also nap but still feel tired? And does your excessive sleepiness interfere with your ability to have relationships, to work, or to go to school? One thing that differentiates or sets it apart from other sleep disorders like narcolepsy is that with idiopathic hypersomnia, you often sleep for long periods but still feel unrefreshed no matter how much sleep you get. And some of the primary signs and symptoms to look out for are extreme daytime sleepiness and an overwhelming need to sleep. Long, unrefreshing naps. So even if you take naps, they don't make you feel any more alert. Difficulty waking up, struggling to wake up and feeling groggy for long after. Cognitive issues, problems with memory and concentration. And that non-restorative sleep, not feeling rested even after a long night's sleep. And these symptoms can affect your daily life by making it hard to work, study, drive, and even interact with friends and family. It can also increase the risk of accidents because of the constant sleepiness. Living with idiopathic hypersomnia often means feeling beyond tired all the time, which can be incredibly frustrating and debilitating. So if you think you have idiopathic hypersomnia, what should you do? First, you should see a sleep specialist. The doctor will ask about your sleep habits and history and may recommend keeping a sleep diary. They'll also request that you have some sleep studies done, like an overnight sleep study and a multi-sleep latency test, an MSLT, which measures how quickly you fall asleep during the day. A question you may have is, what exactly does that involve? Well, it measures how quickly you fall asleep in a quiet environment during the day. And it consists of 4 to 5 scheduled naps separated by 2-hour breaks. And during each nap, sensors will measure how long it takes you to fall asleep and whether you enter REM sleep, or rapid eye movement. But while the MSLT is a standard diagnostic tool, it does have its limitations, especially for diagnosing idiopathic hypersomnia. Research has shown that people with idiopathic hypersomnia do not necessarily fall asleep quickly, which can make the results misleading. The MSLT can also fail to document the prolonged nighttime sleep and unrefreshing daytime sleep episodes typical in idiopathic hypersomnia. So due to these limitations, it's no longer considered the gold standard for diagnosing it. So instead, a comprehensive evaluation of nocturnal sleep patterns and unrestricted sleep periods over a 24 to 32-hour period may provide a more accurate diagnosis. This is why tools that allow you to track your sleep over several days can provide a clearer picture to help your physician with a diagnosis. And one of the challenges that comes with diagnosing it is that some of the symptoms can look like other sleep disorders. So it's a process of ruling out other conditions like sleep apnea and narcolepsy to pinpoint it. But once you've been diagnosed, what are some of the things that you can do to manage it? Well, management of this disorder include lifestyle changes, keeping a consistent sleep schedule and practicing good sleep hygiene, those habits and practices around sleep. Looking at things like your nutrition. Reducing carbs in your diet can improve overall health and help manage symptoms of idiopathic hypersomnia as well as narcolepsy symptoms. Carbs cause blood sugar spikes leading to energy crashes, which people with idiopathic hypersomnia and narcolepsy don't need. It's also important to know that when you're on a low-carb diet, that you need to maintain electrolyte levels because low-carb diets can cause the body to lose water and sodium, and this can lead to dehydration and symptoms like headaches, nausea, and tiredness, which are often symptoms that people with these disorders experience. And people with idiopathic hypersomnia and narcolepsy are also more prone to dehydration, so it's especially important for them to replenish electrolytes regularly. The use of medications. Doctors might prescribe stimulants or wakefulness-promoting medications to help you stay awake during the day. Stimulants and wake-promoting drugs can help some people feel less sleepy, but they usually don't work long-term and don't always make you feel fully awake. And they can also cause side effects like trouble sleeping, heart issues, and anxiety. Also, the exact way that these wake-promoting medications work isn't fully understood, but they seem to affect brain chemicals that help you to stay awake. And last, therapies like cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia have been found to be helpful. One thing to understand, as I had mentioned, is there is no definitive cure for idiopathic hypersomnia. But with the right management, you can find ways to improve your overall quality of life. There are organizations that are advocating for its awareness and to provide you a supportive community to share your experiences and to learn from one another. And I'll make sure to share those links below. My advice to you is if you suspect that you have it or if you've been diagnosed with it, you need to make sure that you're speaking with a sleep specialist. Right? If you haven't gotten that diagnosis, get tested, right? Then learn more about the condition so that you can create and follow a treatment plan. And don't hesitate to seek out support from support groups. Making lifestyle adjustments can also make a big difference, and having a community to lean on can help. And if you're a family member or friend to someone diagnosed with idiopathic hypersomnia, the best way to be supportive is to be patient. Just helping them to stick to a routine and treatment can be the most supportive role you can play. And for my listeners, if you suspect you have this condition, reach out to get the support and help that you need, as it's crucial for your overall health and well-being. I want you to remember you're not alone in this journey. I invite you to join our community on our Facebook support group to share your experiences and to learn from others navigating similar challenges. I'll also make sure to provide those resources for information on idiopathic hypersomnia and the support services below. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. If you found this episode helpful, please consider sharing it with someone who might benefit from our discussion. I'm back every Wednesday with a new episode, ready to empower you to take control of your sleep. If you've enjoyed what you heard, please subscribe to the Doze Podcast. I still have lots to share with you as we work together towards creating solutions around your unique sleep challenges and needs.